Hello everybody, this is Paul. I just wanted to discuss a couple of things that have been on my mind for the last few days, well, a few weeks. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I did this earlier and I went on for far too long. I'm very concerned about the change in public perception of our police officers. I'm concerned for America culturally in this respect. I come from a different country and I was a cop in a different country. America is unique. Kind of before I lived here, before I really embraced American culture, I thought it was kind of lame how Americans are so like, yeah, America, and this whole kind of we love our service personnel, and it was like, because the English people aren't like that. We're very much more reserved. But then as I grew to live here and I grew to love the culture and I embrace the culture, I grew to realize just how important it is. Americans have a near fanatical respect for people who serve, and that could be anyone who serves a community. It's a wonderful thing. It's great that the way you hold such high regard of service personnel, veterans, police officers, fire officers. Some people even like EMS. Some senators don't. They think we're just ambulance drivers. I'm a paramedic now, so it's a little bit of a sore topic. It's great, and it's mind-blowing to us from other parts of the world. So just a little bit of my background. I'm English. I was a cop for 18 years, and I couldn't tell anybody what I did. Not from the off. Because in England, cops are not liked. It's a really good way to get punched in the face. It's a really good way to make a social engagement awkward. If you hang up something in your car, like a uniform shirt in the back of your car, and you think, I'll just go to the grocery store, and you come out, your windows will be put through. I'm just telling you like it is. You wouldn't dream of taking a squad car home. I mean, what lunacy would that be? For those people with children, if their kids, their kids were coached not to tell other kids what their mother or father did for a living, because they would get picked on at school. It made meeting new people very hard, because you'd have to have like a cover story. Every cop I knew had a cover story about what they did, and it was always something really bland. I work in, Dunder Mifflin paper company. So people go, oh, okay, that's boring. So they wouldn't ask you any questions, and then you'd have to get to know them a little bit better. You kind of work out where they're coming from, and then you might come out and say, actually, I was lying. I'm a police officer, and they go, oh, okay. So there is this kind of like silent majority that support the police in the United Kingdom, but there is a very open aggression against the police, and you had to be very, very careful who you told what you did, because it was dangerous. You'd get your house smashed up, your kids would be picked on, your wife would be picked on, your husband would be picked on, your car's windows would be put through, you could be assaulted. I had, a couple of occasions I used to have to commute in and out of London. A couple of times I almost got into fights. I wasn't in uniform, but someone just with the way I was behaving, they're like, you a cop? Well, I wouldn't call him a cop, it was a pig. Weren't liked. You couldn't brag about it. Yet in America, cops are liked. You can go out for meals with your family in uniform. You can your spouse can wear a T-shirt saying thin blue line. You can put things on your car that say what you are. Everyone's like, yeah, you're a cop. That's awesome. They shake your hand. They give you discounts in the store. You can't do that. You can't do that anywhere else in the world. This is an amazing country where where cops are respected. In 2000, when was it? April 2000, I came to Denver, Colorado as part of the English police boxing team. And it was a 9-fighter team with a couple of coaches, so there were 3 coaches, so there were 12 of us. From the moment we landed, we were taken care of. Everything was streamlined. We were welcomed, our hands were shaken. The hotel we were staying at, the owner hotel, he knew who were free hotel rooms. We're standing outside this vagrant homeless person comes up, and we're all like on alert, and he comes up, who are you guys? And we say, oh, we're those. And he shakes our hand and welcomes us to his city, hopes we have a good time. What? Every restaurant we went to, all the meals were paid for. Every bar we went to, all the drinks were paid for. We go to a nightclub after the fight when it was all done. We go to a nightclub. You know, we jump the queue. We get in for free. All the people inside are shaking our hands and welcoming. We're wearing polo shirts with like an English red rose, an English police boxing team. We were convinced we were going to get our heads kicked in. We were like, this is a bad idea. We don't want to do it. Like, it's cool. Just trust us. We were like, oh my God, we're going to have an almighty fight. If an American police boxing team went to any nightclub in the United Kingdom, and I'm not proud of this, but to any nightclub in the United Kingdom, 5, maybe 10 minutes tops, there's going to be a big fight. The police are not liked in other parts of the country. I've travelled all over the world, well, not all over the world, but I've been to the Middle East, I've been to the Far East, I've been to various countries in Africa, from the north, including Tunisia, Egypt, that's it, Sub-Saharan, Mozambique, Malawi, Namibia, Zambia. You do not want to meet the police in these countries. You don't want to have anything to do with them, because they are crazy and they are corrupt and they will kill you and drag you off into the desert and leave you there. And there's no investigation. There's no accountability. Olivia, stop it. No one wants to hear you. I know you're passionate. There's no accountability. If you think the police here are bad, there's a real reality check that you need to have. The relationship that the public and the police have in this country is a great thing, and it is unique because the public like the police and the police are respected, and the police do a damn good job. They really, really do. So now if you're going, oh my God, have we not been paying attention to the news? I pay attention to the news really well because it is a thing that's very close to my heart, and I am alarmed and concerned about not recent events, but the way that events are now coming to a head. That individual who killed George Floyd, leave him to us. I say us. Leave him to the police community. He will be held accountable for what he has done, because he hasn't just killed, I'm not going to say an innocent man, because he did do a thing, but he didn't deserve to die, and he did not deserve to be murdered on camera. He didn't just do that. He is hurting the whole police service in this country. And the police will hold him accountable. The legal system will hold him accountable. Cops hate bad cops because it makes their life harder. It's hard enough being a cop as it is. I've got to know a lot of cops since I moved here because I kind of gravitate towards them. And a couple of them I thought, you're a bit of a fool. But, that's the same in everything. But the overwhelming majority, they're good people. I have a ton of respect for them. They have a very hard job. And I will not stand against them in any way. I will always stand with them when it comes to the problems that they have and any support I can afford them. However, as a nation, we need to respect and acknowledge that there are problems. We must, I think we're at a turning point where this is going to go one way or the other. It can go really, really badly, horribly wrong if we vilify, if we marginalize, if we start having, like the rest of the world has, this anti-police narrative. Then America will have lost something truly special that makes America great. You want to make America great again? And I'm not talking about if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you absolutely, genuinely believe in America, you need to support the law enforcement officers around our communities that are doing a good job. However, the law enforcement communities need to take a step back, acknowledge that there are issues, acknowledge that members of the communities that they police are scared, are worried, are wanting fairness. And that's a good thing. I really think that this is going to be, it can be a good thing going forwards, to develop those relationships, to tweak those ways that we interact, to have a greater understanding of the communities that the officers have to exist within and work with, and police. But I would be so upset if we lose that unique, wonderful thing that America has, where you can be a cop and you can be proud, where you can be a cop and people say, hey, this is a good thing, I'm having a problem, let's go to the police. It shouldn't be, I'm scared of the police. So if I was a police officer in this country, I'd be going out of my way to try and reassure the public. I'd be going out of my way to say, hey, I am not your enemy, I am your friend. If your kids are in trouble, they want to come to me. It shouldn't be, whoa, don't go to the police because, you know, they'll hurt you. You're in trouble, go to the police. You're having problems at the side of the road, go to the police. You're having problems with your partner, go to the police. The police should be, we need to get that back. And it's being lost. It's being lost because of the behaviours of individuals who are bringing the police service down. It's being lost because the media are stirring things up and making it something awful. It's being lost because we need to engage with the community more. So I encourage my police officer friends who are watching this to know that I've got your back. I will support you 100% if you take the time to listen and engage with your community. I know that most of my friends, well, all of my friends who are watching this, they already do. I encourage anyone who thinks that I'm completely pro-cop without any kind of brain, you can still be pro-cop and anti-racism. Believe it or not, I know I look a little bit swarthy, maybe, it's hard to tell. I am mixed race. If in South Africa, in the rules of apartheid, I would be considered coloured. I would not be white. I would not be allowed to go to the white schools, I would not be allowed to ride the white bus, I would not be allowed to do anything. I would be coloured. Luckily that oppressive system was abolished. But the fact is that, I'm not going to go into this in this video, but I do have some understanding about what it's like to be just dark enough that people recognise that you're not quite white, and if they see photos of your father they go, wait, you're not white. I'm 48 years old and I remember how national television had comedians in blackface telling racist jokes, and it was okay. It is not okay. It is wrong. It needs to be addressed, and we need to fix these ongoing problems in our community. There are people in my community right now who think it's okay to just throw the N-word around. And it's okay, that's just what, no, it's not just what they are. It's unacceptable, and you better not say that in front of me, because I will challenge you. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Please don't lose what we have in terms of respect for the police. Please don't let this become a wedge driven between us and the police. The police are good people for the most part. And the police officers that I know, let's learn. Let's turn these tragedies into a positive and regain the trust of the communities that we may have lost. Let's not lose that unique Americanism that we have as a nation, where you can't get that anywhere. I can't explain to you enough. It just doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Everyone else in the world looks at America and goes, how do you park your police car in your driveway? Like that. In England, if you regularly parked your police car in your driveway, I bet after a week, maybe it might take a week, it would be on fire. Just someone would throw a petrol bomb. You can't do that. You can't do it. Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, they're pretty civilized. Eastern Europe, it's starting to get a little bit. The rest of the world, seriously, you meet cops from the rest of the world, they are not good people. They're trying their best, but let's not lose that respect. Let's not lose what we have. Don't let this become something terrible. Let's come together as a community. Let's make this work. I implore you to work with your police officers. If you have a problem with the police, rather than just bottling up inside, I challenge you to go and approach one and just sit down, buy them a coffee up. All the good ones will sit down with you and they'll say, unless they have to go to court or something, but they will welcome the opportunity to talk to you. They will welcome the opportunity to show you that they're human beings. They will welcome the opportunity to build that bridge with you. I don't know any cops in this country who would reject your advances. Ooh, that sounds a bit weird. Reject your advances to sit down and talk and work it out and say, well, why do you feel that we don't like you? Well, I don't feel you like because of this. Well, okay, let's talk about it. Let's try and fix it. Let's not lose what America has. America is great. Let's keep it that way. This is Paul signing off, rambling as usual. Stay safe out there.